What happened next was that John the Baptist's head was actually brought. Matthew 14:11, and his head was brought in a charger. Mark 6:28, and brought his head in a charger. So it's just a comma after in prison in Mark, and then just and brought. But since I ended the sentence there, I'm going to have to continue the way Matthew has it. And his head was brought in a charger. And his head was brought in a charger. And is also Mark. His head is also Mark. Brought. Not was. Brought in a charger. So only was only in Matthew. Everything else is both. Mark continues, and gave it to the damsel, but I have to again go with what Matthew says. And given to the damsel. And Matthew only given to the damsel. To the damsels both. The damsel. Matthew continues, and she brought it to her mother. Mark has, and the damsel gave it to her mother. Well, I don't want to repeat the damsel if I don't have to, so I'm just going to go with she. And from both, then she from Matthew brought it to her mother, gave it to her mother. Well, it was given to the damsel, and given to the damsel, and she gave it to her mother, or and given to the damsel, and she brought it to her mother. I'm going to have brought. Something new. That's also Matthew. She brought it to her mother. It to her mother. It is in italics in Matthew, so I'll say it's only from Mark. Now both to her mother. Matthew continues, and his disciples came and took up the body. Mark, and when his disciples heard of it, they came and took up his corpse. First, the disciples heard of it, so put that first. Mark. Actually, and when his disciples heard of it, they came. This is just, and his disciples. So, and from both. When from Mark only. Then both again, his disciples. Heard of it before they came. So, heard of it is Mark only. Heard of it. They came and took up his corpse. Disciples came, so they is in Mark only. Came is both. And took up the body. Came and took up his corpse. And took up his. And took up the. So, and took up is both. Took up his corpse, the corpse, his body, or the body. I could do any one of those four. I feel like leaning more towards the corpse. If there's an of in here, I could say the corpse of his body, but I can't do that because there is no of. So, the corpse? His corpse? I feel like saying his corpse. The way Mark has it. His corpse. With the E at the end. Yeah, you gotta have the E, otherwise it's core. And laid it in a tomb. And buried it. Actually, buried would be in the ground. A tomb is in the ground, so I guess they laid it in a tomb and buried it. Yeah, they laid it down and then buried it. And laid it in a tomb. And then from Matthew, and buried it. And went and told Jesus. Oh my goodness, so many ands. Should I get rid of some of those ands? I feel like doing that. No, I'll just leave it.